Let us get started. A vector space X is said to be direct sum of two subspaces Y and Z of capital X, written as X is equal to Y direct sum Z. If each small x belongs to capital X has a unique representation, X is equal to Y plus Z, where small y belongs to capital Y on right hand side and small z belongs to capital Z. Then Z is called an algebraic complement of Y in X, and Y is called an algebraic complement of Z in X. Now, in the theorem we have seen, let Y be any closed subspace of a Hilbert space capital H. Then H is the direct sum of Y and Z, where Z is equal to orthogonal complement of Y. That is, H is direct sum of closed subspace Y and its complement. So that any element small x in H, we can write it as small x is equal to Y plus Z, where Y belongs to capital Y and Z belongs to capital Z. Capital Z is orthogonal complement of Y. So X is equal to Y plus Z. We give this equation number 7. We can give this equation number 1 also, but here it is given 7. So write as you want. This Y in equation number 7 is called orthogonal projection of small x on capital Y, or briefly the projection of small x on capital Y. So equation 7 defines a mapping capital P from H to Y. Y is a subspace, closed subspace of H. H is equal to Y direct sum of H is equal to direct sum of Y and Y complement. So image of any element, say X in H, where X is equal to direct sum of Y and Z. X is equal to direct sum of small y and small z. So P of X is equal to Y, because P is a projection operator whose domain is H and range is Y. तुम्ही हे समजून घ्या आणि सगळ्यांनी आपापले माइक्स म्यूट करा. अपूर्वा कोकाटे, हाँ, गुड. So for any element X is equal to direct sum of Y and Z in H, P of X is equal to Y if P is projection of H to Y. If P is projection of H to Z on X on H onto Z, we say onto because P is onto. Then P of X is equal to Z. P is called projection or orthogonal projection or only projection operator of H onto Y. P is a bounded linear operator. We can show this easily. It is given us that P is a bounded linear operator. It can be shown easily that P is linear. P maps H onto Y onto itself, because Y is subspace of H. So any element in Y is element in H. But we know that for any element in H, which is direct sum of Y, which can be expressed as direct sum of Y and Z. And P of X is equal to P of Y plus Z is equal to Y. If P projects H onto Y, whereas P of X is equal to P of Y plus Z is equal to Z if P projects H onto Z. So for any element in Y, P of Y is equal to Y. Because X is equal to Y plus Z and Z is equal to 0 if X belongs to Y. Y do not contain any element in Y complement, orthogonal complement of Y. So that P maps Y onto itself and Z onto 0. If we say P maps H onto Y, then it maps Z onto a set containing 0 element. And is idempotent, that is P square is equal to P. That's for any small x belongs to capital H, we have P square X is equal to P of X is equal to Px, that is P of X. Because yes, is equal to Px. Because if X is equal to Y plus Z and P is operator from H to Y, then P of X is equal to Y and P of Y is equal to again Y. So that P of X is equal to Px. Same image we get. Hence, P projection on Y is the identity operator on Y, and for Z is equal to orthogonal complement of Y, we get the following theorem. Lemma. This is called the title of the lemma is null space. The orthogonal complement of Y of a closed subspace Y of a Hilbert space H. Y is a closed subspace of a Hilbert space H. Is the null space N of P. You can write here N of P of the orthogonal projection P of H onto Y. The orthogonal complement of closed subspace Y of a Hilbert space H is the null space of the orthogonal projection P of H onto Y. That is null space its kernel. An orthogonal complement is a special annihilator where by definition the annihilator M complement of a set M not equal to phi in an inner product space X is the set M complement is equal to set of all X belongs to capital X such that X is orthogonal to M. And M complement, that is orthogonal complement of M. This is called as annihilator of set M, inner product space capital X. Because okay, thus X belongs to M complement if and only if inner product of X comma V is equal to 0 for all V belongs to capital M. X belongs to orthogonal complement of M if and only if inner product of X and V is equal to 0 for all V belongs to capital M. This we note that orthogonal complement of M is a vector space since for any two elements X and Y belongs to M complement implies that for all V belongs to capital M and all scalars are alpha comma beta. We have alpha X plus beta Y comma V is equal to alpha into inner product of X comma V plus beta into inner product of Y comma V is equal to 0. Because inner product of X comma V is equal to 0 and inner product of Y comma V is equal to 0. Because we have X comma Y belongs to orthogonal complement of M and V belongs to M. Hence, alpha X plus beta Y belongs to orthogonal complement of M. Orthogonal complement of M is closed. We have the proof for this that orthogonal complement of M is closed but not given here. Now, orthogonal complement of M is written as M to the upper suffix this sign of two sign of perpendicular, comma etc. In general, we have M is subset of orthogonal complement of M. Because small x belongs to capital M, this implies X is orthogonal to M complement. In general, for any element in M, we have that element is orthogonal to set M complement. This implies X belongs to orthogonal complement of M complement. Now we have a lemma. Title of the lemma is closed subspace. If Y is a closed subspace of a Hilbert space capital H, then Y is equal to orthogonal complement of Y. Proof. Y is subset of orthogonal complement of Y by 8 star. That is, we have seen now. Here, 8 star gives M is subset of orthogonal complement of M. So that for any closed subspace Y of Hilbert space H, we have Y is subset of orthogonal complement of Y. Now we show that orthogonal complement of Y is subset of capital Y. Let any element X belongs to Y double complement. Then Yx is equal to Y plus Z. For we have X is equal to Y plus Z, where Y belongs to capital Y, which is subset of double complement of Y. Since double complement of Y is a vector space and X belongs to double complement of Y by assumption, we have Z is equal to X minus Y belongs to complement of Y. Hence, Z is orthogonal to Y complement. But Z belongs to Y complement by 3.34. Here, we see in the theorem, for Y be any closed subspace of a Hilbert space H, then H is equal to Y direct sum of Y complement. So small z belongs to capital Z and capital Z is equal to orthogonal complement of Y. So that, but Z belongs to Y complement. Together we get Z is orthogonal to Z. Hence Z is equal to 0. Because Z is, if we get Z is orthogonal to Z, hence we get Z is equal to 0. Orthogonal means perpendicular in general vector algebra. So that X is equal to Y. Because Z is equal to X minus Y, we get Z is equal to 0. So that X is equal to Y. That is, X belongs to capital Y. Since X belongs to double complement of Y was arbitrary, this proves complement of Y is subset of capital Y. तुम्हाला थेरम नोट्स मधून वाचून समजून जाईल. फक्त डेफिनेशन्स क्लिअर ठेवा तुमच्या. Now you have to write the title, orthonormal sets and sequences. Also you can write here title orthogonal sets. सिलेबस मध्ये आपल्याला टायटल आहे ऑर्थोगोनल सेट्स, ते इथे लिहिता येतं. नाउ वी स्टार्ट द टायटल ऑर्थोगोनल सेट्स. आतापर्यंत आपण पाहिलं स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ हिल्बर्ट स्पेसेस, थेरम्स ऑन स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ हिल्बर्ट स्पेसेस. बिकॉज प्रोजेक्शन ऑपरेटर अँड प्रोजेक्शन हे स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ हिल्बर्ट स्पेसेस मध्ये येतं. आणि आयसोमॉर्फिझम पण शेवटी अजून एक टायटल आहे आयसोमॉर्फिझम, ते पण स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ हिल्बर्ट स्पेसेस मध्ये येईल. Now we start the title orthogonal sets. Let us see the definition of orthonormal sets and sequences. An orthogonal set capital M in an inner product space capital X. Definition of orthogonal set. In an inner product space capital X is a subset capital M subset of capital X whose elements are pairwise orthogonal. That is, if any two elements we take in M, then inner product of that elements will be 0. If they are different, also, an orthonormal set capital M subset of capital X is an orthogonal set in capital X whose elements have norm 1. That is, for any element small x in capital X, we have norm of x is equal to 1. An orthonormal set M subset of capital X is an orthogonal set in X. Orthogonal means every element in M. For every two elements in M, we have their inner product will be 0. Any two different elements. And also for any element in M, we have norm of that element is equal to 1. That is, for all x comma y belongs to capital M, we have inner product of x comma y is equal to 0 if x is not equal to y, and is equal to 1 if x is equal to y. If an orthogonal or orthonormal set M is countable, countable means either it is denumerable or finite. Denumerable means it is, we can define a 1-1 mapping of that set to the set of natural numbers onto the set of into the set of natural numbers. Then it is called as denumerable, or it may be finite, then it is called as countable. Mute your mic. Kiran. Kiran Dahake. Kiran Dahake. Good. Mute your mic. सगळ्यांनी आपापला माइक म्यूट करून ठेवायचा. If an orthogonal or orthonormal set M is countable, we can arrange it in a sequence Xn and call it an orthogonal or orthonormal sequence, respectively. More generally, an index set or family X alpha. In place of X alpha, you can write 1, 2, 3, 4 also. Alpha belongs to I is called orthogonal if X alpha is orthogonal to X beta for all alpha beta belongs to that indexal set. Alpha not equal to beta. The family is called orthonormal if it is orthogonal and for all elements X alpha. We have norm 1, so that for all alpha comma beta belongs to I, we have inner product of that two elements will be 0 if they are not same and equal to 1 if they are same. Now we see a theorem, linear independence. Title of theorem is linear independence. An orthonormal set is linearly independent. Proof. Let E1, E2 to En be orthonormal and consider the equation alpha 1 E1 plus and so on alpha n En is equal to 0. That is, we have taken linear combination of the elements in this set, orthonormal set. We show that if linear combination is 0, then all scalars that we have given alpha 1 to alpha n all are 0. Multiplication by a fixed Ej gives, for any fixed j, we multiply this combination by Ej. This gives summation over k alpha k ek comma Ej. That is inner product of summation over k alpha k ek into Ej comma Ej is equal to summation over k alpha k into inner product of ek comma Ej. We define inner product by multiplying the second element, that is Ej, to this linear combination. In this way the inner product is defined is equal to summation over k alpha k into inner product of ek comma Ej. Because we can take alpha k common, alpha k outside of inner product, E1 into Ej, E2 into Ej, En into Ej, in this way is equal to alpha j into inner product Ej comma Ej. Is equal to alpha j is equal to 0. Because inner product of Ej comma Ej greater than or equal to 0, but Ej belongs to orthonormal set. Also Ek, Ej, they belongs to orthonormal set. For any two elements in that set, their inner product is 0. So by using properties of inner product, we get alpha j into inner product Ej comma Ej, and it is equal to 0. Here also you can directly write 0. And proves linear independence for any finite orthonormal set. This also implies linear independence if the given orthonormal set is infinite by the definition of linear independence. कठीण होऊन जाईल पण जाऊ देत जमते. कठीण होऊन जाईल मी घेतलं तर. 3 मिनिटांमध्ये आपली मीटिंग संपेल, तुम्ही डबल जॉईन करा. नेक्स्ट theorem is Bessel inequality. Let EK be an orthonormal sequence in an inner product space capital X. Then for every small x belongs to capital X, summation over K is equal to 1 to infinity mod of inner product of X comma EK whole square less than or equal to norm of X whole square. This inequality is called as Bessel inequality. The inner products, that is inner product of X comma EK in 12 are called the Fourier coefficients of X with respect to the orthonormal sequence EK. We note that if X is finite dimensional, then every orthonormal set in X must be finite because it is linearly independent. Hence, in 12, equation number 12, we have a finite sum. We have seen that the orthonormal sequences are very convenient to work with. For every n, span of E1, E2 up to so on En is equal to span of x1, x2 up to so on xn. First element of EK is, that is sequence E1, E2 up to so on En. E1 is equal to 1 upon norm of x1 into x1. Second step, x2 can be written as x2 is equal to inner product of x2 comma E1 inner product into E1 plus V2. V2 is equal to x2 minus inner product of x2 comma E1 into E1 is not the zero vector since xj is linearly independent. Also V2 is orthogonal to E1 since inner product of V2 comma E1 is equal to 0, so that we can take E2 is equal to 1 upon norm of V2 into V2.
నేను काल मैं बुक करून माहिती पद्धत
हॅलो, तुम्ही डबल जॉईन नका करू.